The search for kidnapped victim, 23-year-old Andrea Bharatt, ended on Thursday after her body was found. Police officers responded to a call from a motorist who spotted a decomposed body at around 12:20 p.m. down a precipice along the heights of Aripo. The area was cordoned off by police and the fire services were called in to retrieve the body. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, in a media release, said, based on the clothing on the body, relatives confirmed that it was 23-year-old Andrea Bharatt. Ms. Bharatt, a clerk who was last attached to the Arima Magistrates Court, boarded a taxi in Arima last Friday, January 29th, and had not been seen since. Several units within the TTPS, the Defense Force, hunters and members of the public were involved in the search for Ms. Bharatt over the past 7 days. Several persons of interest remain in police custody. Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith says the kidnapping and subsequent murder of Andrea Bharatt may help to solve other similar crimes. During the weekly police media briefing today, Thursday, Commissioner Griffith gave an account of the police operation in the search for Ms. Bharatt. Mahalia Joseph Wharton has more.
Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith explained why the search for Andrea Bharatt began in Sangre Grande.
We have reports from even family members of some of these suspects. And there's again, social media, but there's an individual who actually sent a message to me that her sister died 13 years ago. And she said it was the hands of someone there, one of these individuals. And speaking to witnesses and persons, what they told us is this individual, when he's accustomed assaulting and raping women, he takes them and throws them in the forests in that area.
Commissioner Griffith said several arms of the police service were involved.
We've been able to target certain places, believing where it is she may have been, and that is what we are putting the focus on. But we still continue to look through. There are a number of things that we have access to, which made it a game changer for us to start pinpointing possible perpetrators of such acts. And through the use of technology and other aspects, we've been able to, again, deal with it.
He also defended the efforts of his officers as he responded to criticism by an attorney that the police service should have used CCTV footage to retrieve Andrea.
We do not have cameras all over the country. In Trinidad and Tobago, we have about 1,800 CCTVs, cameras, and out of these cameras, less than 1,000 are operational. When you look at each camera, it is not the type of camera that you will see in London, Chicago, New York City. The cameras were designed probably a few years ago to deal with the Summit and Chogam. So these cameras don't have facial recognition per se or license plate recognition.
Commissioner Griffith also noted that the kidnapping of Andrea Bharatt has highlighted this country's flawed criminal justice system. Mahalia Joseph Wharton, TTT News.
Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith is assuring that 2 of the suspects in the kidnapping of Andrea Bharatt were not tortured while in police custody. One suspect has died and another is in intensive care being subdued by police. The commissioner also chastised some media houses for their coverage of the incident. He accused them of using a false and misleading statement to allude that the suspect died because he fell off a chair.
That, I think, is very irresponsible because that is not how the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service operates. Thankfully, for days, the last 72 hours prior to this, many persons were making some very serious comments and recommendations, alluding to being a virtual to torture persons. And I, as the Commissioner of Police, and it is recorded on social media, where I stated that that is not how the police service operates.
The commissioner was questioned about the timeline in which family members found out about the death of the suspect. It is alleged that they found out that he died 2 days later. Commissioner Griffith said he died at hospital and not under police care or supervision.
I do not have the information as to when it was done. It may very well have been done, and it could have been another family member. You speak about the family. Are you speaking about the immediate family? We have to be very clear, and I have to be very clear as to every single comment that I make, because for all we know, that it may very well have been his next of kin had the information, and another family member you spoke to did not have that information. So until we can get the facts, it will be inappropriate for me to make any further comment on that.
He said in such instances, the next of kin is notified if their relative dies. The Commissioner of Police is suggesting that a PH taxi database be created. This, he said, would give officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service a better profile of taxi drivers within their divisions. This in light of crimes of violence against women by PH taxi drivers with criminal records.
if we concentrate on bringing some real and significant value to the stop and search forms, officers in all divisions can visit taxi stands and fill these forms out. So we can then have a PH database, and then with that database, we can draw reference to see about possible drivers who may even have criminal records, so we can actually keep monitoring persons of interest.
He said the TTPS has the authority to do this under the Motor Vehicles Act.